Well, hey there, folks, and welcome to another episode of Luthorville. So, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is I actually won the lottery, and as you can see, I've put a lot of trees and things out here at Luthorville and a parking lot. No, I'm just kidding. Didn't win the lottery, but I really do have good news and bad news. This episode is the first one that is not being shot, obviously, at Luthorville. I am at the parking lot of the DMV in lovely Montebello, California. And the reason I'm here is because I want to get in some practice with my truck and with the trailer, because as you know from my other videos, I actually have a CDL and I am licensed to drive big trucks and big rigs, but it's been a while since I drove one, and I want to make sure that I can remember how to do some of this stuff. So that's why we're out here. So I'm actually going to be shooting a couple videos. I'm going to be shooting some that are me practicing, mainly for my own edification, and also Luthorville updates. So this update, the good news and bad news is that this update is, what should we call this one? Let's call this one finishing the exterior. So the good news is the exterior of Galatea Meridian is almost completely done. The bad news is we've run into another snag with just some issues that Tennessee Tiny Homes is having. I'm really not at liberty to talk about them. It's kind of private stuff that they're having to deal with, so I don't want to go into all that. But as a result, we've kind of slowed down a lot again, and stuff is not getting worked on quite as rapidly as I hoped. We are waiting on certain things like solar and electrical and stuff like that, which I'll go over in more detail actually when I show you all the images. So that's basically what's going on, and here's the update. Okay, these pictures are only shown for 10 seconds at a time, so I'm going to try to keep up with it really quickly. So this is the interior, looking from the bedroom to the living room, and that is covering up the water tanks. Here we can see the exterior with the initial layer of the OSB shielding on the outside of the trailer, on the driver's side. Here is the exact same angle, the same kind of shot, but we have the windows in, and we also have the wrap that is now installed. And this, again, interior, looking from the kind of bedroom area and back into the bathroom, and we can see the water tanks installed. Here, this is looking into the front door, and we can see the extra layer of the floor, we can see the water tanks underneath, and we can see all the way up into the bedroom. Here is the passenger side with the OSB paneling on, and with the shielding on as well as the holes for the windows. Here we can see the flooring that is going in over the top of the water tanks. This is looking into the bathroom area. This is, again, looking back from the front of the trailer to the back. That opening on the left-hand side is the main front door. Once again, slightly different angle, the same thing. So the left-hand side is the main front door. We have the flooring that goes over the top of the water tanks. This is looking from the front door into the house. So the part up in the loft area there where we can see the ladder, that's going to be the bedroom kind of area. And this right here is the passenger side. And we're looking down the side with the sheeting on, and again we have the windows in. This is before the sheeting is on and before the windows are installed. So the smaller one that's closer to us, that's the bedroom, and then the other window further back is the living room area. This is just a close-up of some of the plumbing as it's coming into the trailer with the interior shutoff valve that will allow me to turn the water on and off from the inside. This is kind of working on the back porch area of the house, along with some support braces that are up. This here is sealing up the rest of the shielding and putting down the tape that seals up the shielding. Here's a close-up of the tape showing how all the seams have been covered up before we put on the house wrap. This is kind of looking from the shed area into the bathroom. So we're looking basically right where the bathtub is going to be, and those are the water tanks for the gray water underneath. This is looking at, we have the shed. You can see the ladder is in the shed area, and the ramp is partially up, and we're basically looking at the porch. And once again, looking at the porch area, and we can see how beefy that roof is. So I decided later on you'll see an image where I want to put like a permanent support post, because you can see where that support post is at, kind of next to the little staircase there that they have up next to the tires. So yeah, I want something a little bit more permanent there. Once again, looking at the back of the trailer with some of the wrap that has been put on, looking down the driver's side. Now here's where it starts to get really cool. This is where all the exterior metal siding is going on. And this is where I think people are really going to start to hate my tiny house, right here. Because I love this. I think this kind of industrial metallic look is really awesome. I mean, this is what I wanted. I wanted something very stark and kind of minimalistic. This is underneath the gooseneck. I wanted like metal underneath to protect everything. And once again, we can see the driver's side, and they're welding the kind of metal pieces underneath, because if we have metal underneath the main part of the trailer, I feel like there should also be some metal sheathing underneath the bedroom area of the trailer. That just makes sense to me, you know. Here's the passenger side of the undercarriage, and that's before the metal is installed. And we already saw some of the after pictures. This is a close-up of the top of the ramp that folds down for the motorcycle, and we can also see the ladder up at the top of the frame, and that goes into the shed area. This is once again looking from the kind of living room section into the bathroom section, and we can see the water tanks that are under the floor. This is basically what we have for the interior. So, you know, I promised that I would talk about what we still need to do, like with the electrical and stuff like that. Well, I mean, this is pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty much a bare bones interior. I don't really have any additional photos of the inside, so we really have to finish up the plumbing. We have to finish all the electrical, and as you know, that kind of stuff can be very time consuming. And especially because this project is pure solar, I'm not using any propane or anything like that. It's really important that we plan out the electrical system really, really well. Because if we don't, I'm going to be kind of screwed when it comes to trying to run everything that I need to run. So we need to really be meticulous about that and be very careful and kind of go over all the appliances and make sure that we're going to have the electrical requirements really taken care of. Here again, we have living room, water tanks underneath. The ceilings are obviously extremely low. They're only about 7 feet, but that's still good because, hey, I'm 5'7", so I'll make it. This right here is the porch area, right over the tires. And here's an illustration that I sent back to Tennessee Tiny Homes, telling them that we should put a permanent post there to kind of help support the roof. And here we can see the back end of the trailer. Now, the entire exterior of the trailer is all this cool, like, metallic look, but the porch area I wanted to be nice and rustic looking, and I wanted all that to be wood. And you can see I got the nice wooden door with the speakeasy that leads into the home, and you can see that right there. So the cool thing is, when you're actually sitting on the porch, it's going to feel very much like a nice wooden rustic cabin, right? Because you're going to be surrounded by all this wood. And the interior of the home is going to be the same way. But I wanted the exterior to look like this. I wanted this nice, stark, industrial kind of feel to it. Because, you know, this is a man's tiny house. This ain't no girly chick tiny house. Okay? It's not going to have, we're not going to have loofahs in the bathroom and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have some soap and that's it. Maybe a rock to scrub yourself with. So here's again the exterior, the back of the house. That's all wood, and we can see onto the porch. So there you go. There's the basics of what it's starting to look like. Well, thank you very much for watching this episode of Luthorville, and as always, remember, if your ambitions do not scare you, then they're not big enough.
And I will shake away the cloudy skies with a California lullaby. And when you're frozen with desire, we'll put our toes up to the fire, and I will sing your cares away.